Welcome everyone to Free Enterprise Highway to the Zemus-Zone. I am your commentator, CasualGeekDave, along here with neerrm. Tonight on RPG Limit Break, we are going with Team Troya and are going to go deep into the Zemus-Zone tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to be back with you, Dave. I know that we talked a little bit about what match we would want to see the most, and I know you gave the diplomatic answer, but I'm not going to. These four runners are four of the top runners in the community, and only 3 of them are going to survive the night. The 4th place runner will be eliminated from the league at this point in time.
This is definitely one of our more hyped races of the league. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is just a big cross-section of the speedrunning and randomizer community in general. Top left, we've got neerrm. The top right, elmagus. Bottom left, Zelda 1 randomizer creator fcoughlin. And the bottom right is penguin8r. I mean, we've seen what all 4 of these runners can do throughout, so I'm real excited to see what they're going to do with Edward tonight.
Yeah, this should be interesting. The last race was very interesting. We didn't have any sirens or anything like that to help our racers get along. So these races are proving to be a real test for all of our skills and knowledge for Final Fantasy IV, especially for the free enterprise rules.
Absolutely. We've seen 2 races already on this C3 flag where your 5 characters are determined by the game and not by anything else. So, you know, you can't get out of this Edward time. You've got it, and you're going to like having to use him all the way to the end.
Yep, you have Edward till the end. So it'll be interesting to see who the second character is as we get started here, and how our runners utilize Edward. You know, we see a lot of strats that typically come from other speedruns, like the Paladin % run. Like Dancing Dagger, very popular. You know, different bows and arrows, definitely useful for early game here.
Yeah, we're about to get started, so we're about to see. But yes, you can always strap a bow to Edward, and he's gonna do some work at that point, which isn't so bad. You know, he's a great early and mid game character. He does drop off just because of, you know, the fact that he doesn't have much hit point scaling or other scaling, but you know, he is going to be very functional in this early game, and we'll definitely be able to equip some interesting stuff to get started.
Yeah, his hide ability can also create some interesting strategies for some of the bosses. All right, we got Sid as our second character, and we know Golbez is hiding at the Baron Castle waiting for us.
And we're going to lead off with a life staff as well, so we don't even get a key item for our troubles here. Only advantage to Sid, at least, is Sid's got hit points, and he can fight pretty well, especially just right out of the box. So, you know, you find a rune axe or an ogre axe, and you can go to town on some bosses for sure.
Yeah, not a bad starting tanky character to get us going, especially with the weak Edward in tow.
It looks like all 4 of our runners are going to be we're going to have a couple people setting up their colors here for Team Troya, and then they're going to be dipping into, looks like everyone's dipping Baron to start this run off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll be seeing all 4 runners supporting the Team Troya colors or not, but they seem to be leaning towards all 4 of them doing it.
Got a Dragoon hat for Sid, and we've got a Boreas in one of the outer pops in Baron's car.
Him and Edward hanging out in the Baron Inn, so not much help there.
I mean, we already know we've got Edward. Now we've got extra Edward.
2 times the Edward. And simply some decent items. You got a crystal helmet there. At the very least, will provide some decent money if they decide to sell it. And see Penguin8r already getting rid of some of that expensive equipment in lieu of some delicious money.
I mean, he even shipped that life staff, which, you know, there's no guarantee that you'll get a staff wielder. I mean, you know, you could get no white mages, but I still don't see us shipping that out at this point.
Yeah, it's always hopeful to get a mage, but that's not guaranteed. I mean, they may have to rely on Cure 3s to get through the Zemus fight. There is no guarantee of white mages in this.
And it looks like fcoughlin was the first to the Damison treasury and found the weapon starter kit for his team. He's got an elven bow for Edward, and he's got a rune axe for Sid, so he's gonna be a happy camper.
Yeah, it's definitely a good combination to get for this team.
Yep, there's a longsword there and mist for neerrm. So, I mean, we're getting gear for a lot of different characters, but we have no idea. But elmagus is going to be the first one to give us a look at potentially our third character today.
Ooh, and we have Dark Knight Cecil.
Well, he's not great on his own, but, you know, once you travel to ordeals and turn him into a paladin, it could be real good times.
Yep, definitely immediate incentive to dive ordeals and go ahead and finish that. And neerrm getting a strength ring as well to help for Sid.
Yeah, I mean, he stops in at Damison, gets that rune axe. He's going to have a pretty nicely ready to rock Sid, too. I think that's where everybody's going to be to start this run out. Right, we've got elmagus burning that Boreas on the Dark Elf here, while Sid's rune axe in the center slot is going to make really quick work of the Dark Elf. And so we've got the reward of Cecil for everybody right now.
Yeah, it looks like elmagus either didn't stop in Damsion or doesn't have it equipped, because it looked like he was still using a hammer.
Yeah, I don't think he stopped. I think he went straight for the character to start with that Boreas. I guess he assumed that he was going to get a free pass and just be able to off the boss real fast and get the character. There's also a Earth Hammer there in Antlion Cave.
Also very useful. fcoughlin and elmagus making quick work of Dark Elf now making their way down into the Antlion Cave.
Yep, penguin8r, who decided to skip out on Cecil, is slightly ahead on that front, while neerrm is still doing some wandering and gearing up here, which is understandable. He's just trying to make sure he's got all of his ducks in a row here. He did the extra looting and mist as well, so he's a little bit behind on time there, but he's up the strength ring and a couple of other knights. Alright, not a lot of deviation from our forerunners, as they're all deciding to dip into Antlion here. And penguin8r's first two Rubicon at the bottom.
Ooh. Fortunately able to take that glare on the nose there.
Yeah, this
I
spot
do
not
believe
exactly
Sid already has some Dragoon equipment, so I'm sure that's helping.
Right, and
immediate Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, we've got the immediate open seed here. First key item, Darkness Crystal. The moon is in play. There's the chance to roll a character up there. Options certainly abound.
This may prove yet to be a Scholar Kitty classic.
Yeah, I mean, with Dark Knight, Cecil, Edward, and Sid, I don't really see them doing an awful lot up on the moon, but having that option is really nice.
I would not be surprised to see some of our runners at least take on ordeals before going to the moon to kind of unlock some potential there from Cecil.
No items note in Kabul, as neerrm cashes out his Boreas for a very quick kill to make up a little bit of that time. Darkness Crystals all the way around for the team now.
And for these four runners, you have to imagine just getting that Darkness Crystal early is just a heavy sigh. Just open it wide open like that. It's just guaranteed to create variation and runs, and we're going to probably see our runners go off in all kinds of different directions and make a lot of gambles and see what pays off and what doesn't. Where the random and randomizer really starts to kick in here.
Yep. Penguin8r's found Bahamut over at Babul, which looks like Elmagus is following quick suit here, while Red and neerrm are summoning the whale. 7.5 minutes in.
At the very least, they may check Moon to see what character is there. You know, they might get lucky and find that fourth character.
Absolutely. So Penguin8r makes quick work with his back row glitch Sid and Edward tandem to take down Bahamut.
And we have the Earth Crystal. So again, more potential for characters if they should decide to head that direction.
Yeah, it extends the overworld stay a little bit as well. Also could mean that the way to the underground is up there. Also means that we've got 2 of the 3 crystals already in hand.
1 more to go.
Do you think we're going to find it early, or do you think it's going to be, you know, nice deep buried on the moon for us to be here all night?
For all we know, it could be sitting on ordeals. This could be the biggest jet seed we've had so far. Only time will tell.
Potentially.
And elmagus taking that hurtful mega nuke to the face.
Yeah, this is not a good look right now. Having Cecil's... Go ahead.
So this is probably just going to make use of the Edward Hyde strats, but man, that damage that Edward's doing.
Yeah, the Medusa arrows, while they do have the ability to, you know, turn a unit to stone, Bahamut's boss, and also they do, like, literally no damage.
He's going for it.
Great. Penguin8r goes into Kaipo and gives us our first look at character number 4. We've got Sleeping Gridea in Kaipo.
4 characters down, no white mages. That has to be worrisome.
Yep. And of course, Penguin8r also finds life potions and star veils for his trouble as well.
There we go. fcoughlin and neerrm making their way into the Moon Palace here, so we get our first possible look at a 5th character, or maybe a duplicate. And Redia. Fred and neerrm getting some Kidia for their troubles.
I mean, she is definitely a character.
Yeah, we've seen in our races so far the various potential of Redia. I think a lot of people walked into these races thinking that she wasn't very useful and to get rid of her very quickly, but I think we've proven that there is a lot of value in Redia. You know, slap her with a heroin armor and Dragon Whip, she can definitely do some work. You know, get Bahamut early, Leviathan early. She can definitely deal out a lot of damage, be really useful.
Yeah, we've got Nightdew in chat, who is, like, I think the head of Team Redia at this point. You know, absolutely adores seeing her, and I don't blame him.
Nightdew and Alexa LaFay are local Redia cheerleaders.
Yep. Penguin8r finding the second boss in the Baron Inn right now is Octomom after taking apart the first boss pretty quickly. And Nightdew commenting that there are sirens in Silvertown, so we are not going sirenless tonight.
Very interesting. They're getting a lot of easy outs so far in this seed. We'll see. I think one of the catches is going to be that they may not have a white mage. Let's see.
That will be very, very interesting for sure.
Penguin8r fighting now the 8-tentacle motherly love of Octomom. Making quick work of her.
Getting Edward for his troubles, and we are gonna get the easy way out tonight.
And wide open. We got Darkness Crystal, we got Magma Key.
All right, we're 12 minutes in, and you can go almost anywhere. Yep, we've got sirens, we've got life potions, we've got star veils, we've got all the tools of the trade right now. It looks like so.
And still no one hitting ordeals yet. Looks like.
No, I mean neerrm just got Dark Knight Cecil, Fred just got his Earth Crystal, and elmagus just did his check of typo shop. And so it's real interesting to kind of see where all of this is going right now.
It's not too surprising with these four runners either. They are no stranger to going straight to Zemus with a Dark Knight Cecil in tow. They definitely don't mind doing that. So the question really just is what items we get and when on if they even go to ordeals, I imagine.
Yeah.
At this point, there's so many options.
Absolutely. It looks like elmagus is bailing out on that life staff so that he can go and get his hands on a stack of coffins to go with his 2 stacks of sirens. Selling the flame whip as well, which he'll be a little bit disappointed with in a little while.
Easy mode. Yeah, I'm definitely with Knight on this one, with these particular runners being kind of somewhat averse to mount ordeals. I would not be against a who goes to ordeals first scenario being important.
Yeah, it's like neerrm did put a dancing dagger on Rydia, so Rydia is doing, you know, the good old dancing dagger damage, you know, just like this for the speedrun or something.
It's almost like they want to go fast.
elmagus has decided to loot out the Troya treasury completely with his Earth Crystal, so going to try and get well-needed equipment at this point in time.
I think that's a smart move too, especially since, you know, they have Cecil in tow. I imagine the temptation to get Paladin Cecil really depends on the equipment they have in their inventory.
Yep. So we've got penguin8r after opening up the underground is gone. It looks like he's also conjuring the whale at this point, so he's just setting up right now, it looks like.
Elmagus looks to be climbing Zot.
penguin8r finds the guaranteed tier 2s there in Dissidia. But yeah, early climb of Zot, really, really intriguing play. Possibly looking for the 5th character, possibly looking for, you know, whatever good stuff is up here.
And penguin8r's making his trip to the moon.
Yeah, elmagus finds a Blizzard Spear in that chest for the non-existent Kane. I just had a terrible realization, by the way.
What's that?
They sort of have a white mage.
Oh?
So, on the off chance that they find Asura in a chest, or from a boss...
Well, that's a pretty big if. But yeah, you're not wrong.
That would be really exciting.
Yeah. Nothing I like in my white mages more than random chance.
Yeah.
Am I gonna live? Am I gonna live? Am I gonna live? Go!
67% chance of a full party heal is fine by me, as fcoughlin and neerrm move on to find a sorcerer's shirt on the Mountain of Ordeals as they are climbing the mountain to make their Cecil good.
67% is just not good enough for me. I'm known by my D&D friends as rolling a 1 is called a Dave, so...
fcoughlin in chat asked, does Rydia count as a white mage for guaranteed tier 3 shop purposes? It does not matter whether you have no white mages or all 3 of them. Tier 3s are always guaranteed on these flags.
That is correct. Always available somewhere. It could be in Eblon Cave, but it's here somewhere.
Yeah, it will be someplace that is locked back under a key item. First boss on the mountain is Baron Guards, so Sid with a rune axe, everybody. It's gonna be painful.
And Edward's down. Everyone was shocked.
Yeah, Elmagus is up at the top of the Tower of Zot fighting off Mom Bomb right now, is at the start of the fight, and Mom Bomb is plowing through his team right now. Looks like neerrm's having an extremely hard time of it right now.
Yeah, definitely getting the worst of those status effects right now.
Yep. Penguin8r, of course, in full loot mode right now. Fred has moved on to fight the Mega Sisters in slot 2 here. They cook Rydia instantly for about 500 damage. This should be good. This should be fun.
That rune axe is gonna help though.
Yeah, Mount Ordeals is literally bring a rune axe up here and just slaughter everybody because the amount of damage you're going to do with it.
Alright, looks like elmagus has managed to survive phase 1 of the Mom Bomb fight. Just has to get through the rest here with using that Earth Hammer. It's a good move.
Yeah, going to take a bunch of light melee attacks here and we keep burning that Earth Hammer. On the other hand, Sid has gone and decapitated the first sister for fcoughlin, and looks like he's about to decapitate the second sister as well.
neerrm, I guess, no part of the Magus sisters at this point. Or actually kind of confused about that reset. Perhaps maybe didn't want to deal with the status effects, so I was going to try the guards again.
Yeah, if he didn't have cabins, then he was going to be kind of stuck out there. So, you know, neerrm just, I'm not sure neerrm does have the rune axe equipped, so he should just be, if he swings away, he should get through this without a problem. I think he's just using other characters, which is causing problems.
Alright, now Magus making his way to turn in the Earth Crystal. We see Dark Knight Cecil, so no help there.
Yep. Speaking of help, fcoughlin is now through and has his hands on a defense sword for Cecil. So, you know, gets to turn him into a paladin. Gives him a solid sword to start.
Not bad, not bad. And Dr. Luge in a low HP spot here, so should be able to make quick work of him. Edward and Dark Knight Cecil in the Earth Crystal spot, no help. That's a bust. Hopefully maybe a good key item here. We'll see.
We'll see. He's got to get through probably a tough boss spot first, but this hopefully means that there's going to be a character at either at Eblin or North Castle. Oh, Vanilla Volvalis, everybody. This is not the spot you want to see her in.
Ooh, rough.
Don't think that's winnable.
I don't know. With Bacchus Wines and Sid being in the middle slot, we'll see.
We have Neon Gray in chat asking, "Is this even randomized?" I mean, I guess Cecil got a sword. I guess Cecil got a sword at the top of Ordeals, but it definitely wasn't the Legend Sword. While somehow, of course, the trio at the top of, you know, the trio at the top of Mount Ordeals was definitely not the same. I mean, Bahamut getting loose on Magus earlier on, as well as the fact that we've got Edward still in this party. I'm pretty sure this is randomized, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it looks like Sid with that Bacchus Wine in the middle slot is doing some decent damage, but at this point, has to worry about Sid getting turned into a statue.
Yeah, if Sid turns to stone, this is all over but the screaming. It's in full desperation run buffering mode here. Anything to keep his team alive at this point. It's always funny, you don't go and buy heal potions, but this is one of the fights that you're going to want to have it for.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not just coughing and trying to res Sid, but that's a tough spot to be in. And the reset, not surprising.
Yeah, that's actually a good strategy on your part there with the kill and resurrect strat, because that would remove the stone. Magus was making headway, but ended up having to stop. I don't know how well prepared he was for that position, so he's going to give up a bunch of time walking out the tower shot here.
And at the rate Valvalis was hitting, even if he would have done that, he probably would have gotten Edward knocked out in the interim, so probably would have went down anyways, so probably didn't consider that a reasonable way to go.
Nope.
Now we see Fred going up the trap of Zot.
Yeah, without silk webs to slow down Valvalis there, but that would give you the time you need, but we don't have a white magic caster and we don't have silk webs, so we didn't have an option to slow her down.
Penguin8r's making his way up as well.
Yeah, can't say that I blame them. It's an interesting call from Penguin8r and Fred here, while neerrm is bailing out, finally finishing up, getting his Paladin Cecil right now, while elmagus is going to go and face down Sura in the first spot in Baron Inn. So he's on route to be getting his hands on his Magnet in a minute if this goes all according to plan.
Yeah, but at least for Coughlin here, he at least has Paladin Cecil, so it has more damage output potential, and that defense sword is going to come in handy for him as well here.
Penguin8r, of course, successfully transforms the Mom Bomb and then hits them with the Hourglass, so they're not going to be doing an awful lot of anything right now. Hourglass being an item that casts stop on all enemies. The boss is normally not susceptible to it, but Mom Bomb, technically not a boss once it transforms.
Looks like neerrm's also making his way over to Baron.
Yeah, this has certainly been a very interesting start to the run here.
Yeah, I feel like all things considered, they're playing it kind of safe, which is surprising out of this group.
Yeah, I think they're all assuming that they're good runners and they're just going to out-execute everybody. I know that that's kind of been sort of the signature for Penguin8r, the signature for neerrm, the signature for elmagus is just that really high level of execution. But it hasn't stopped people from having slow fights and mistakes either, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, with these flags, even the best execution can be thrown off by a curveball.
And admittedly, this party comp is probably a bit of a curveball. Fred through the explosion safely, tosses a lit bolt, takes out 3 of the bombs right off the bat, so he should be through quickly.
And neerrm sinking into the motherly embrace that is Octomom.
Yep, taking down those tentacles pretty quickly with 4 characters, while of course Penguin8r are going to drink that 1 wine and hopefully let Sid just go to town. Alright, neerrm.
Yep.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, neerrm and elmagus have joined the open world club of Penguin8r here, so wide open. Looks like elmagus is opting to go to the moon.
Yep, gonna check that character. Gonna find Rudy up there. neerrm has added the magma key to his repertoire here, so Fred's the only person who has yet to do Baron. Does take out Mom Bomb without a problem here, but now we've got now we're in that same situation that Magus was in just a minute ago. He's got to keep Got to keep this party alive and well because Sid's got to do some work, but he's only swinging for about 250 with that Runex slot.
Yeah, with him back road there, that's not helping.
Well, I believe Penguin8r equipped the bow to Sid temporarily to get the back row glitch working. Essentially, there's a glitch in Final Fantasy IV that if you equip a back row weapon to a character, i.e. a bow, boomerang for edge, anything like that in their main hand, they become immune to, they don't lose that back row status even when you change weapons, they become immune to that status. So they could attack for full power out of the back row.
The two paladin Cecils walking behind each other in the line. That was good stuff. Yeah, it looks like with that back row glitch, he just actually had a low roll. The next follow-up hit was just fine, so yeah, that back row glitch is working.
Yeah, but he's still not hitting hard enough here. I mean, he'd need to get a lot of 800-point swings on that slot to get through it quickly, so Fred's about to find out the same terrible, terrible fate that befell his friends. So we'll see how he handles this right now.
He's got a little more levels here than the rest, so really this comes down to execution. Looks like the bow in Edward's hands is doing some good damage there as well, so there's some potential.
Yeah, so far it seems like Fred's been making the best of this bad situation right now. With 3 full-on physical hitters, he's making good use of that defense sword and that rune axe right now.
And he's got some curatives as well, so he's going to keep his party topped off. And elmagus striking out on the moon, making his way back. neerrm doing some item checks, probably going to dive Fey March and probably Yang in the Sylph Cave.
While Penguin8r has decided it's time to start using those sirens, he's going to break some eggs.
Hey, not a bad call, honestly. I like that. Make some omelets, get some levels. This team can definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah, you ran into a massive stumbling block just a minute ago in Tower of Zot. Levels will cover a lot of your problems here.
So far, fcoughlin still going against Valvalis here.
Yeah, making a good run at it for sure. We got elmagus opening up the underworld here. We've got neerrm and Penguin8r making their way down to the land of summon monsters, where there's a whole lot of nothing in the item shop.
And the wind goddess is down.
Very impressive showing from Fred there, taking down Valvalis first. So you will be the first one to show us what's a Tower of Zot.
And let's see if the whole thing was a troll or if there was any value here to be had.
Speaking of opening up locations, we're going to add one more location onto the table because Penguin8r has gone ahead and found the Twin Heart down in Land of Summon Monsters.
Oh, and neerrm going after Mylon with a party at 1 HP. Yeah, I think he forgot. Immediate reset.
And, of course, fcoughlin, his reward for his hard work in the Tower of Zot is a continued quest chain here as he finds the Tower Key.
It could be what wins in the race. You never know.
Yeah, he's going to go back to Baron to finally get his Magma Key, but the crowd is much happier about that Twin Heart than they are about finding the Tower Key for sure. Looks like elmagus has joined Team Egg Scramblers here. Still hasn't upgraded his Dark Knight, though, so he's still got PKC.
Yeah, with elmagus, I would not be surprised. He will need a specific item that just really tempts him to make that Ordeals dive.
I mean, I guess Cecil is not enough of an enticement. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I've literally heard him say several times that he just feels like Ordeals is a big waste unless you have to go there.
That's fair. I mean, we know that there's only a defense sword up there as well, so he isn't missing out an awful lot other than, actually having a character that he can use. That defense sword and Paladin Cecil could have gone a long way for him not having to walk of shame out of Tower of Zod.
And we got Penguin8r making the dive into Dwarf Castle. Hoping potentially for maybe another character. Looks like we have Baigen.
While we have neerrm hot on heels as well, so we've got neerrm and Penguin8r simultaneously taking on Baigen at Castle. Fred Coughlin's going to check and see Rydia in the bed at Kaipo and probably head to the underground very shortly. And elmagus is going to give us another look at those two bosses down below, one which we know is standard flavor Mylan. And the other one, we don't know what it is, but have we seen any lunar bosses yet today?
I don't believe so. I know one's hanging out in the Fey March and the Land of Summons, but we didn't see who it was.
Have not seen any other lunar bosses yet, so that could be anybody. It could be Wyvern. It could be, could be Ogopogo. We don't know yet.
And elmagus here hoping to do some work on Mylon.
Yep, Poison Hourglass to stop all 4 ghasts here, so I'm going to start casting Fire through Rydia on Mylan at this point.
Looks like neerrm taking the reset and Penguin8r taking the reset on Dwarf Castle. Baigen proving to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, without a big AoE spell, Rydia's not grown up until after that fight, so you don't get your Titan summon, which lets you trivialize that fight otherwise.
Yep.
And so instead, neerrm is making my favorite dive in the game.
The sacred trick up the mountain.
No, I'm actually talking about neerrm, who's dipped down into Sylph Cave.
Oh, yeah.
Although Penguin8r is going to get his defense sword here at the top, and got the rune axe on. Sid will cut through this without too much issue. While Fred Coughlin has decided that the tower key in a tough spot, he's going to make the play.
I like it.
I mean, it's a bit of a gamble. I mean, he had Sirens. He could have ground up a little bit more to just get a little bit more power. Is he just doing the half dip, maybe? Maybe this is just a let's do Super Cannon and bail out play?
Maybe, maybe not. I think we're going to start seeing a little more risk, like elmagus right now taking on Mylon. I think all of these runners have definitely had several hiccups already in this race, and I think we're more likely to start seeing some risks because they're probably all feeling very behind.
Yeah, so that's why elmagus is doing this Mylon fight slowly, while neerrm turned in to Sheila, let Sheila know that Yang was sleeping in a bed down below and got her adamant armor.
That is a great pickup for neerrm.
It is the best armor in the game. It protects you from slicing. It protects you from dicing. It protects you from magic. It basically keeps character very alive, which is really, really good. Fred Coughlin, as ever has been commenting, has found 16 people in the Super Cannon room, so they all probably have about 8 hit points apiece, so he'll be holding A for a little bit. Penguin8r cut down the first boss without too much issue with the rune axe. The guards went down without a fight. Rydia is going to reflect a Boreas onto herself before Sid can start doing work down there. But neerrm is going to give us what we all want, I believe.
And with the items we've had so far, we're very likely to possibly see some value down here. neerrm definitely in great shape getting that adamant armor. Elmagus, meanwhile, is still holding out, taking the slow dive through Mylon here in the land of summon spot. And penguin8r just barely crimping out a win against the Magus sisters.
Yeah, once the center sister went down, there was actually a wall on Sid which protected Sid from getting slowed or even charmed. So he's going to get his defense sword, no problem there. neerrm's about to give everybody what they want. We're going to have to stop talking for a little bit.
Some sweet, sweet roses of May.
I don't know, I can't hear. It doesn't help me any. Fred is finally getting on the color train, by the way, thank goodness. Yeah, and it looks like you're getting corrected on the music. They're saying that it is Tsutaki Dane from Final Fantasy X.
It's hard by at least 5 seconds. Yeah, no, that is correct.
Oh my god, elmagus. How is this even possible?
The luck is strong with this one.
I always say this. I say this an awful lot, which is you don't get lucky unless you're good. Elmagus executes a very slow, very steady fight against Mylon, and he has his hands on the goods. He's got the crystal. 39 minutes and 40 seconds in. He's looking for Cure 3s. We are in go mode otherwise.
I feel so bad for neerrm because he almost made that play too. penguin8r finishing ordeals. Fcoughlin finishing off the Sylph Cave dive real quick as well.
Yeah, Super Cannon, all that netted was the spoon for our troubles, so it looks like what's going to be a little bit of money on this particular seed.
Yeah, I have a feeling either going to dive Dwarf Castle, maybe hoping for a 5th character here. Assume that's why he's cabining up.
Yeah, I think he also still needs Cure 3s at this point as well. All right, neerrm through the wall here at the bottom of Cave Magnus. It's an Artemis bow.
And Maggie, I don't believe we've seen the tower. Oh no, we did see the tower key spot. Was there any items from that?
It was the spoon from the Super Cannon. We did not see what was at the top of the tower. However, as Fred went for a half dip and tried to do a quick. I guess tried to do a quick Super Cannon because he figured he might be the only person with the tower key.
Yep. And Fred now's in the Fey March to see if he's going to make that dive on Mylon.
We'll see. That'll be real interesting. But he's going to get his hands on his twin harp as well, while neerrm is now on his way out of.
And elmagus is just in a fantastic position here.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, it's selling that heroin.
I mean, he's in full inventory dump mode because I think he is mentally in. I'm just gonna finish this seed off real quick mode. He's gonna buy a bunch of Cure 3s and some Silk Webs and probably go to town at this point. Heroin robe goes away. Fred is noped out of Land of Summoned Monsters, which of course makes sense. He doesn't believe that he can take down either of those bosses, which is probably a smart play.
Yeah, logistically, not knowing what's there, that's the smart play to make when it's an uphill battle like that, but hurts to see, nonetheless.
Yeah, elmagus with the presence to grind out to get Virus on Iridia and just Virus his way very slowly to victory there. While Penguin8r is going to start to pull on Volvalis here with Sid and Cecil. Cecil's still at level 1, so not going to hit terribly hard here. So it's going to be basically like with everybody else except for Fred at this spot. It's going to be Sid solo doing damage. It's not exactly ideal. So our runners are kind of world touring a little bit. Fred has decided to stop by Dwarf Castle. neerrm is on the Mother of All Bombs, which would put him at the top of the tower, I believe. Penguin8r is taking on Volvalis right now. Top of the tower, Zombie.
Yep, Zot for the most part proving to be a trap for most of our runners. Let's see if Penguin8r has a little bit better luck here with Volvalis.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of the 4 runners are, 2 of the 4 runners have walked out. 1 of them has gotten the kill. 2 of them are on Baigan right now.
For Puxel in chat, most of our runners actually checked the Moon Palace character. I believe it was Iridia.
Yeah, duplicate Iridia on the moon. So we still don't know who the 5th character is, which I assume is why runners are here trying to take this down. elmagus takes apart Baigan pretty easily here. Fred is kind of in that same boat.
Ooh, and we get Rosa. Go mode is a go.
Is there a 5th character you could have wanted more here? If the answer is not yes, if the answer is not no, there's no other 5th character I could ever ask for here, or you are out of it.
Yeah. Too good.
Rosa, the white mage, the best character in the game, in my personal opinion. There's no reason you wouldn't want her. But boy, does she makes things infinitely easier for these runners.
She really does have infinite potential and a lot of utility.
Yep, neerrm, of course, worked his way through. Is now on Volvalis, while Penguin8r is going to get his tower key for working down and through, clearing out Volvalis without too much trouble.
Yeah, at this point, it seems like elmagus has the quickest route to victory here, but in a race like this, what really matters is who's going to be in 4th place, so definitely keeping a close eye on those other 3.
Yeah, it's going to be, we know as commentators and everybody in the crowd knows that it's going to be when these runners get up the stomach to go ahead and try and take a crack at the summon bosses down there, but it's going to come down to the fact that, everybody's got different levels of comfort, different levels of desire to grind, and all of that. Alright, elmagus bashes his way through Leviathan, clears out Dwarf Castle, both bosses down, Rosa, permanent. Baron Key probably doesn't care.
Yeah, but at this point, with the key item count he has, I would not be surprised to see him just go grind.
Yeah, I don't know if he stops up at ordeals at this point in time, or if he just decides he's going to be on 2 mage 1 Zerker hybrid strats, or possibly even full reflect strats here.
It's gonna be interesting to see. I would not be surprised to see him put Cecil down and leave him down.
Yeah,
looks like he is heading up. He may be heading out. It's like possibly heading to the moon. Yep, I had a feeling. He said unless he has to, he doesn't want to go up ordeals. That's just how elmagus rolls.
Yep. Fred is having some struggles right now, just trying to keep his party up and hale and hearty for this Vigan fight right now. Penguin8r kind of in the same boat, starting to throw some items. For Fred, though, the body of Vigan is down, so he is almost there.
And RPG Mel in chat made an interesting point. Wonder how many people head to Moon if they see elmagus finish early. That could be a very tempting little rabbit hole.
Yeah. Penguin8r has decided to mash out the reset button here on Vigan, so doesn't want any part of it. Interesting call, certainly. While Fred, of course, through and is going to see Leviathan in just a second, and with the low hit points in this spot should trouble.
I'm looking at a tower dive from Penguin8r.
Yep, he's decided to take that tower key and go to work with it, while neerrm is working his way around, and looks like he is about to start up on Vigan as well, so most of our runners not deviating too heavily. We've got 3 people with the tower key, but of course, Magus is not going back up there. He is not feeling any shame anymore. While the rest of our runners here are going to all get Rosa, they'll all be very happy with their troubles once they're done with this.
Yeah, especially in these kind of flags. That's just kind of one of the biggest deep breaths you can get. Rosa.
Yep.
Just know life's going to be easier from now on.
Yep. Fred Coughlin drops a lightning 2 on Leviathan's head, and Leviathan says, yeah, I'm good, and walks away dead. So permanent recruitment's going to be on Rosa here. Penguin8r is going to give us the first look at the top of the tower, which it looks like it is that Dark Imps.
I think that's Dark Imps.
That looks like a freebie. Speaking of which, elmagus goes into the moon and starts trying to hunt for some bosses that he can take apart. The first thing he finds, of course, is Dark Knight Cecil at the double chest spot. Sid's able to toss a cure 3 himself, though.
To Silver Star in chat, I do agree there is a lot of palette swapping in that spot, but we've also already encountered Mylon and the Fabul Gauntlet, so it's just kind of a process of elimination.
Also, I've seen that palette swap before.
And Magus taking on the moon grind.
Yep. Of course, Penguin8r, of course, flinging an hourglass at those imps, and they're doing pretty much nothing here. Silver Star asking with Magus at 7 key items, is he really going for a full 10? I think he's looking for the easier experience from doing bosses. If you can catch the right bosses on the moon, they give a ton of experience, and yeah, it could potentially also give him 10 key items as well on the side. We know that it's going to be very hard for him to get to that point, seeing all the items that are kind of out on the table already, but he's going to go for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if he just so happens to get a key item while taking on those bosses, even better.
Yeah, I did not catch the item at the top of Tower of Fat Bill, by the way.
I did not either. I'm not sure if there was one.
I mean, you gotta get something from killing that boss.
Crystal
yes,
ring.
Kitty. Crystal ring. It's a crystal.
It's not the one he wanted. Looks like Fred, hoping to find some value on the moon, is going to be disappointed.
Yeah, this could be the kind of play that, again, knowing where the crystal is, this could be danger. I mean, he's also going to get a ton of stuff here, so...
Yeah, he is at 7 key items as well, so, if he gets some decent experience in a quick enough manner, this definitely doesn't knock him out by any means.
Okay. He's going to add on his Baron key as well as his White Mage, so he'll be a happy camper on that front at least. Alright, Penguin8r is going to be taking on 16 enemies in the tower, so...
Ooh. And neerrm's making his dive back down the Fey March.
Yep, and it looks like elmagus is using Dark Knight Cecil to grind a little bit here, using the instant death effect on the black sword to full effect here.
that is something he is fond of doing. He was actually practicing some of that earlier today in some practice runs I saw, so it is something he's fond of.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting stuff. A lot of people will do that with the Assassin Dagger once they can get their hands on it. But yeah, Sword of the Black does have that same instant death on strike attack, so.
And neerrm looks to be getting geared up for some summon spot bosses.
He'll be very happy in a minute if he's able to pull it off.
Yeah, looks like Coffin looking to grind some King Ryus.
Yep, Penguin8r through the super cannon, leaving the tower. The nice thing about grinding this spot is that with Life Glitch for 1 Siren, you can get 90,000 points.
Yeah, neerrm going right in on Mylon.
Yeah, it's going to take advantage of having Rydia summon as well, so he's going to be able to do some pretty hefty damage. Or Fire 2 is also going to be just fine. I mean, Chad is asking what the Black Sword proc percentage is. Higher than 0%. Not something you end up seeing every day, so it's not really a question that gets answered every day.
Yeah, very true.
All right. So Penguin8r is going to be scrambling some eggs right now with his 3-character plus Hidden Edward party. neerrm working his way through Mylon, which will make him very happy. Fred working his way through some dragons, which will make him very experienced. Magus working his way through some warlocks, which will make him very ready to go take on them.
Looks like Penguin8r might be thinking Dwarf Castle.
Yeah, I mean, we know that's a good call for the character there. Crime Fridge is asking, why grind warlocks over eggs? Well, King Ryus are immune to instant death, and it looks like Elmagus is a little bit reliant on that instant death to kind of get through this, so he's doing the thing that he can just kill without thinking about. He can dump coffins and Black Sword procs and get a ton of experience for his troubles.
Yeah, many were asking why is he utilizing the Black Sword over the coffins, and I think he's proving it here. He wanted to get Cecil to the right level for agility manipulation and then kill him off and swap to the coffins, so he had something in mind.
Yeah, basically it looks like he's rezzing Cecil up long enough to get the two swings off with the Black Sword, and then life glitch the 2 Warlocks to get about 90,000 experience as well from this encounter. So exactly the same as you would otherwise from doing King Ryu's, but just way faster. All right, Penguin8r starting to take on the Vigan spot right now with those blizzards in his inventory. neerrm is down to just having to deal with Mylan himself, so he's going to start jerking up his party members so they can go to town. But he made short work of this spot, and he will be feeling pretty good.
And the procs just aren't hitting for elmagus right now.
Penguin8r is through Vigan, so about to get his happy reunion with Lady Rosa here.
Yep, and neerrm making his way through Mylan. And Myriad Chan in chat asking a great question. What can't you life glitch? And I would imagine anything with the boss bid enabled and undead. But I can't really think of anything else.
Nope, that's it. neerrm, in exactly an hour, is going to add the crystal to his inventory at this point in time, so he is good and through, and he is our second racer in go mode. Just as a 1 hour recap for everybody, we started off this race with the Life Staff, which some of our runners sold, so they won't have it for Rosa, who they got a little bit later on. Antline Cave opened this seed up to the world as we had a really Darkness Crystal. Fauble Castle gave us the Earth Crystal, which of course had Volvalis at the top in the vanilla spot, which was a big pain in the tail for everybody. Baron Inn gave us the Magma Key. For deals, we needed to do our deals if we wanted to upgrade Cecil, which 3 of our runners have done, and they also have the Defense Sword for him for their troubles there. Runners who dove down with the Magma Key got their hands on the Twin Harp at Land of Summoned Monsters, which gave us some beautiful music, but not much more than an Artemis bow for neerrm. Tower of Zot, Fred was our first person to conquer the Lady of the Winds, got himself the Tower Key, which he used to do the Super Cannon and get the Spoon. Not terribly great. neerrm also dipped down and talked to the Sylphs, so he is my favorite runner right now for that alone, but got an Adamant Armor for that short dip otherwise. Magus showed off some really nice mastery of using stop tactics on the Mylan spot at Asura, so did not get beaten down by the zombies and was able to get his hands on the crystal early on, which we just saw neerrm finish up about a minute ago. Other leads, Dwarf Castle gave us Rosa, but also the Baron Key, which 2 of our runners are definitely not going to be taking at this point. The Ribbon Chests had the Rat Tail, and the Tower of Babel top had the Crystal Ring.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting from here with neerrm going into grinding mode, and he's got that Adamant, he's got a Paladin Cecil and a Defense Sword to boot. And elmagus' grind is going kind of slow here, so let's see how well grinding these omelets does for neerrm.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, not a 10 key item grind by any stretch of the imagination, so he's going to be working this down slowly. Not throwing coffins is going to take a little bit of thunder for his troubles with his party and the back row configuration right now. Fred's still grinding dragons right now, while elmagus, again, working up another 90,000 experience, finally gets Quake Unridia. Well, Penguin8r without the crystal in hand looks like he is tracking a siren right outside of Baron.
I'm confused.
Penguin8r's up to something. I'm going to keep an eye on this for a second. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's about to go do Golbez. He knows Golbez is the first boss inside of Baron, so he is suiciding 3 characters to keep who he wants. So he is setting up for Golbez with this 2-character party. So very interesting play, certainly, but it makes a lot of sense.
Never underestimate Penguin8r's ability to just confound commentators.
Or his ability to really know what's going on in this game, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he really knows his way around.
I mean, obviously, if you want to see 4 of the most impressive RPG/randomizer runners out there in the community, you should be following all 4 of these runners, without a doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Really, in our round of 16, we don't really have any slouches, that's for sure.
No, I mean, we were down to 14 runners after the first 2 races, and after tonight we'll be down to 13, but, I mean, we're really in the realm of anything can happen, and that's going to continue going on right now. I mean, we did just see the Miracle Crystal pull from elmagus. Again, neerrm not afraid of that spot either, doing some work. Fred's doing a ton of grinding here, getting a ton of black magic up on Rydia now, so he's going to be able to work his way through things. Penguin8r is the only person on the hunt, and the only person who's giving us something new right now, working on Golbez at the Baron Castle spot.
And had some Star Veils handy to make some pretty easy work of this fight.
Yep, we get to see our 2 major speeches of this run. We got to see the Justice speech a little earlier from Magus, and now we're getting the Is That It speech from Golbez today.
And looks like neerrm's having a little bit of trouble with the omelets here, maybe opting to change up his strategy.
Yeah, we got people commenting that they're really concerned about Magus's DPS comes Roma's time. I think the game plan ultimately becomes you're going to get some work out of those tier 3 potions. It is looking very likely to be a Edward Chemist, Dark Knight Cecil Anchor, Sid gonna take a Star Veil and use Reflect strats with the double mages, would be my best guess here.
Yeah, very likely.
I mean, it feels like it's going to be kind of the safest strat with this party, ultimately. Just to be able to kind of make sure that everything is going to be okay.
And Fred Coughlin finding Dark Knight Cecil.
Yeah, while Penguin8r, of course, finding a free fight in the King Queen of Evelyn here at Baron Castle, so we're going to find out. Well, the character does not matter, but we'll get the item from Baron Castle in just a moment.
And justice is not the only right in this world.
Yep, and it looks like elmagus now with weak on Rydia has decided to upgrade his grind to doing Gold Dragons. So he's going to hasten his experience gain here a little bit, especially since he's out of coffins. They're not going to do him any good anyway.
Not getting enough damage out to take down the weakened dragons.
Yeah, I think he weakened the back row dragon, so we're getting back row attacks on it, so everybody's doing exactly 1 damage.
Yep.
Fred is going to sweep out the moon, it looks like, because he also does not yet have the crystal, so he is going to give us our first look at the plague spot, which is a freebie. It is the officer and soldier fight.
And neerrm's starting to make some headway on the omelets grinding.
Yeah, he's got a little ways to go yet to get this party to full relevance here. Still's got to do some work for.
It really just depends on what strategy he wants to go with. If he gets Rosa to a point where she can survive a big bang, then he may just go berserk strats and call it there.
Yeah, but of course, with the stop out on the officers and soldiers, Fred is just going to make short work of that fight. Penguin8r is going to dive the sylphs, and he is going to end up getting probably his adamant armor shortly after. Chat asking about how long it's going to take Riddy to get to nuke. We're on J1, so it is only going to be level 50 as per Dusty Grip, so thank you, Dusty Grip, for that. It is 55 on J2. And
so Penguin8r's taking a Sheila visit real quick.
Yep, and of course I'll let you field this one, Dave. We've got Kosum in chat asking, neerrm took the adamant off of Cecil. Isn't that a bad move?
Well, so here's the thing. Unequipping an adamant off of a character, unfortunately due to a glitch, will leave them with an elemental weakness. In neerrm's case, he's looking at fights for the rest of his run that really don't represent any elemental attacks. So I don't think he has a whole lot to worry about. In addition to that, the adamant also boosts agility. Doing that to Cecil can add some undesired implications when going into Zemus, as Cecil is his agility anchor.
Yep. So, and of course with only eggs to go, I guess he's figuring that it does not matter at this point. But with hour 10, it looks like elmagus is on his way to the core now. He's decided that Cure 4 on Rosa's plenty for his troubles. His one Zerker strat, it looks like. This is gonna be a long one likely, but it looks like he's comfortable with this sort of a fight.
He's definitely no stranger to it. He's ready to go.
Yep. And of course, this one's for you, Scala. So yes, just as you said, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? Let's find out in a minute.
Yeah, sound off in the chat. Who do you want to see? All right, who's it gonna be? Ooh, and it is the goddess.
The center statue from Final Fantasy VI also makes an appearance in Final Fantasy XIV, where she gets her full name. She is the goddess Sophia, the goddess of balance, and she is here to nuke us down, I guess.
Elmagus quickly getting berserk on Sid and getting ready. I think putting Starvels on Cecil and Edward, hoping maybe one of them could reflect a nuke back.
And that is the case. Edward is able to survive the nerf Big Bang and is now going to be accepting some reflective nukes and whites here. And play Chemist.
Yeah, definitely a bold strategy, but this could definitely pay off.
Yeah, Yeah, going with those hard hybrid DPS strats here, so... Penguin8r, of course, taking on the evil wall at the top of the Tower of Babil right now, while Fred is going to start continuing to kind of work on this this orb fight here on the moon.
Ooh, and that Big Bang hurt. Took out Redia and Edward. So just down to Berserk, Sid, and Rosa at this point.
Yeah,
Black Hole going to eliminate that Berserk.
It's also going to eliminate the slowdown here on Zeromus, so that's a little bit problematic.
Actually, I believe, Invin, if you're in chat, did you confirm for us recently that that's not the case, or is that still the case? Because I believe we actually got to confirm recently that it does not take the slow away. Invin used some Lewis scripts to actually confirm it. Because I was also under that impression as well. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I am honestly a little bit shocked by that. Alright, neerrm has reached the point where he is happy and good with his level, so he's on his way up to the lunar subterrane right now, where Fred is also right now continuing to work on these orbs very slowly, as they take a little while to take count without the ability to do magic damage.
And Invenerable in chat confirming, yeah, the slow does persist after Black Hole, as far as we know.
Very interesting. Today I learned. Penguin8r has decided it's time to go ahead and take on the Odin spot. It looks like we're going to first look at the Odin spot as well.
It looks like neerrm is comfortable with his grinding, is making his way up to the moon. Making his way down the subterranean.
So our first two runners who actually were able to make the early kill on the boss down at the Land of Summoned Monsters have also been the two runners who are going to be trying to work on Zeromus. Another black hole out for elmagus. Just trying to keep this party up and alive right now. I'm not sure. I don't know if he bought ethers or not. He might be a little bit tight on restoratives right now, so he's probably going to be relying on trying to sneak in as much reflected damage as he can get in right now.
Yeah, bringing Radia back up so we can bounce some more nukes.
Ogopogo spot next to Luca key, so Fred's just getting threads upon threads upon threads right now, and I don't think he wants any of it.
And neerrm being one of the few to keep that life rod is going to make good use of it with Rosa.
Yep. Big Bang takes down Radia yet again, while Penguin8r is able to stop and kill the dolls, while elmagus is still working on the goddess, and the Odin spot's got nothing but a power shirt for us.
Looks like neerrm's putting a bow and arrow on Sid. And Drain Sword on Cecil to hopefully probably mitigate his agility.
Yeah, he's trying to get this. He's trying to get this just right now in terms of gearing here. Dr. D asking where was the crystal? It is down at the Osira spot down in Land of Summoned Monsters, guarded by baseline Mylan. elmagus' fight still going pretty slowly. He's still in virus phase right now, while Fred found a friend. Fred made a friend today.
Ooh. Why burn?
In the vanilla spot.
Not what he wanted to see. I think that's an immediate exit.
Yeah, he's good. He's seen enough. Taking a face full of Mega Nuke is not a great way to end your day.
Yeah, the rate elmagus is going here. I'm almost wondering if neerrm can kind of catch up to him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting some reflected damage in now, and it's like that finally getting Zeromus into the HP refill. At least got a little bit of a respite, so he's able to get off a couple of nukes here.
Yeah, getting these whites and nukes off, that's definitely going to help.
Alright, so we've got neerrm on the full on Zeromus. We've got penguin8r going back down to the land of summon monsters, so he is hot on the trail of where he needs to be. Fred, of course, is still grinding off moon bosses, which does not bode well unless he decides to bail out right after this Kainazo fight.
Ooh, got a little bit of a high roll there on that Big Bang. Has very limited MP now on Rosa. Is going to start relying on curative items.
Oh yeah, he is definitely tapped out at this point. So he's got 1 ether too, it looks like. So he's going to get Rosa top back up, which will be helpful there.
Yeah, I didn't know he had that. I think that's that's really good that he does.
Yeah, one singular ether 2.
You have one wrong move here, and he's given first place to neerrm.
Yeah, he's going to start using that to cast some more whites to get some more damage in here. Rydia's going to die again. Fred has decided to nope out of the Kainazo fight and so he's good, and he's going to... Looks like he's going to probably fly to Cape Bahamut. He's not leaving the moon just yet.
Yeah, and penguin8r taking on Mylon. He's really close to getting his crystal. With the grinding that Fred's done, if he can make his way back to the land of summon monsters, we may still see some competition for the 3rd and 4th spot. But
with one more reflected white, we don't have any competition for the 1st spot anymore. We have elmagus coming in 1st place in this race. Getting back on the winning path. 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 39 seconds. So back to where he started. He started this league in form with 2 wins. We had a 4th and a 3rd from him after that to drop him all the way down to 12th place. But he's still proving to be a fearsome opponent nonetheless.
Congratulations, elmagus, on your 1st place win.
Yeah, we'll probably get elmagus in here in a minute as he throws up the Prinny, conquering Zeromus, but. We're going to let this one sit for a minute because we're going to let neerrm do his work here, and then we'll pull elmagus in for some fine conversation.
Some in chat are calling that Fred might be out of it at this point, and I wouldn't count him out yet. If he finds that there is no value here in Cape Bahamut, he may decide to go back and take on that land of summon monster spot. So he's definitely not out of it yet. He's in a more advanced stage from a grinding perspective, so he doesn't have to grind much to do Zeromus. So he's far from out of it. It just really depends on what his choice is after this fight.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit bleak, but he does have a chance if he can work his way through or reset out of this fight and bail out. Because we know penguin8r, you're looking at his team stats right now. They need work. He needs levels. He is working his way through this fight on the power of Sid's bow and arrows here, but definitely needs a bunch of levels. All right, neerrm, of course. Edward, dead, not surprising. Rydia, also dead, not surprising. It looks like he's working dual Zerker strats right now. So it's going to be dual Zerkers and your 3s. All right, Fred has seen enough of the moon right now, so he is headed for home. penguin8r headed out with his crystal, so he is on his way to grind right now. All right, I think with the time frame, maybe we can probably pull Magus in at this point.
Yeah. Elmagus, congrats on first place.
Thank you. GG.
So, what were your thoughts going into that final grind?
Oh man, so many possibilities to grind at that point, and I don't know. There were a lot of things going through my head that I could do, and I was kind of torn in between. But I decided to use my black sword for my advantage over grinding on eggs, and I think it worked out reasonably well. Not quite as great as you want it to be, obviously, but I mean, at that point, I don't know. I felt like that was the best option. Unfortunately, Rydia takes quite a long time to get weak, so that took a little while, but yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. It seemed like the Cecil procs weren't quite hitting for you like you were wanting, but yeah, at that point, I guess you kind of have to commit.
Yeah, and once you're there, it's like, alright, I'm here now, I can't go back on it, gotta do it.
Yeah, you were, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you could have gone all the way back down to Ordeals, you know, gotten Cecil.
No. No.
Yeah, I immediately called it. There's no way he's going to Ordeals.
No. The thing is, I was planning to go to Ordeals, and then I remembered that I had the Black Sword, which was essentially a free coffin. So I was like, well, I could use that and just have one less character on zero, right? And I took that chance, and it paid off.
Looks like Fred, of course, just to give us a quick update on the race, has decided he's going to go take on Golbez in the Castle of Baron. He does not yet know where the crystal is, so he is not going to find it here.
Yeah, that's a shame to see. Well, Max, I appreciate you stopping here for an interview. Congratulations again on your first place finish, and you have a fantastic night, okay?
Thank you for commentating. Hope it was enjoyable. Cheers.
The great race to watch. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vegas. Take care.
neerrm, meanwhile, just slowly making his way through the this pretty clutch Zemus fight. Does not look to have any risk of someone encroaching on his second place finish at this point.
Yeah, just his dual cert. You know, two fighters and Rosa. All you need. Penguin8r still working on the Lunar Dragons here, just trying to do it for experience, so... Right, another big bang for neerrm. I don't think he's decided to re-zerk his fighters. I think he's just swinging for the fences here, but oh boy. No, I think he did zerk, and Rosa goes down.
Uh-oh.
So we're in the bad phase now. We're in the Rosa just took a 2300 big bang phase, everybody.
No. There's the reset. Well, at this point, he still doesn't have anybody, you know, creeping up on him, so... But
yeah,
you have to imagine he's panicking a little bit.
I mean, he's seen Magus not done already, most likely. He has got to be pushing a little bit right now, for sure. But that was not what you want to see at the end there, for sure.
Yeah, but high roll Big Bang can really make the difference.
Yep. And
even to even a well-off party, a high roll Big Bang can just level you.
Yeah, the biggest Big Bang just drops Rosa, and that's gonna cost neerrm a solid 8 minutes here.
It's like Fred's finishing up with Baron.
Well, everybody's asking, does the Adamant push out Penguin8r to 10? It looks like it does. So he's going to get that double experience from his egg grind here. So he's going to make quick work of it. Fred finds the pink tail down here in Baron Castle. No good for him. So he's got to decide where he's going next.
Ooh, that That double experience is going to pay dividends for Penguin8r, I have a feeling.
Yep. Fred's going to go pick up his... Looks like he's going to go pick up his adamant armor from Sheila. I believe he made the dive to... pretty sure he made the dive to the Sylphs. And neerrm is going to start up on his second chance here.
All right, neerrm's ready for round 2.
Well, as we can see on Fred's screen, we can see the hourglass running for him at this point. Time is running out at this point. Is Penguin8r getting 68,000 experience in egg, and he's not likely to go back into the moon until he's ready to off Zeromus as well. So Fred's got to make the Losum dive right now.
Did he finish? Oh, he's going to make the twin heart play. That might be it for him.
I mean, I've timed this dive from here. It's about 4 minutes with a fully leveled party to go in, go down, get the item, cast exit, and leave. So that would put him at about 133, give or take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and then still has to make the dive to Land of Summons and then take down Mylon, and is not looking good. But again, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I mean, we already saw one wipe on Zeromus at this point to a gigantic Big Bang on Rosa. Anything is possible. And Penguin8r still got probably a few minutes of grind left behind him as well. So, you know, it's not over by any stretch, but again, you can kind of see this race slipping away slowly based on his decision, because we know where everything is.
Yeah, and from Penguin8r here, it really just depends on how leveled he wants to get rid of you, or if he's even interested in doing so. He may just want to go berserk with Sid and Cecil and call it a day.
Potentially here, yes. So Fred is down below. He's going to have Edward punch himself twice. Still not doing enough damage to kill himself.
Edward not even strong enough to kill himself.
Edward just cannot do the damage to stop this scene from happening, so he's going to get blasted with some magic, and now he's going to go down. Alright, neerrm is set up for his second pull. Rose is not dead off that Big Bang there, so he's a happy camper, and he's going to keep fighting on right now. Did not take much for Penguin8r to be happy with his levels. It looks like he is gone and headed on up to the moon. So I think he's either going to do a little bit more moon grinding, but it's likely to be done.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty good for neerrm at this point.
I mean, Rosa just casually takes a 2100 Big Bang. They're so close to the line right now.
Ooh, Sid just barely surviving that virus.
Yeah, his life is slowly ticking away, though. Alright, Fred clears up Evil Wall at about 132. So, with a little bit of inventorying and everything, so he'll be probably hitting the exit in about half a minute here. Gets his arty bow for his rebels.
And Penguin8r making his way down to begin his Z fight.
Yep, neerrm looks like he is trying to use and abuse that drain sword to have Cecil be able to heal himself.
Thankfully, that big bang was a little more forgiving.
Yeah, only 1791 on Rosa, but looks like Sid's out of arrows right now. Just is completely spent on shot, so probably got to switch him over to an axe at this point. Fred now is landed in front of Baron Castle, which means that's going to be a stop at the Odin spot for him, as Penguin8r is making his way down. neerrm switched over to a rune axe to do a little bit more damage with his Sid, now that Sid is out of arrows.
And looks like Fred's now making the dive to the Odin spot.
Yep. And though it looks like while Rosa survived the Big Bang, Sid took one for nearly exactly as health total and drops down. So yep, going to get a Rezerk on Cecil here, but otherwise neerrm is down to 2 at the moment. Got to keep Rosa alive here.
Yeah, gotta get that Cure 3 off fast.
Yeah, gonna drop a run buffer as well, just to make sure he gets his Cure 3 off. Fred is gonna use Stop on the Dancing Dolls here to give himself some breathing room, and Penguin8r is starting to throw his fight at this point. Alright, looks like Virus lays waste to Rosa at this point in time, so it is just Cecil versus the world here for neerrm.
At least that black hole is going to give him some choices here, whether or not he wants to try to bring Rosa up or just keep punching his way down. I think he's going to opt to punch.
I think he's just going to go with the safest and slowest of strat here, which is single Drain Sword Cecil, healing for about 850 a swing.
Yeah, this definitely gives Penguin8r some room to catch up to him.
Yeah, Penguin8r
We'll
starting
see.
to pull here. Bridia is going to get nuked down, though, and she's going to die first. Edward is off screen, so he's not going to die to this Big Bang to start.
And it looks like Fred getting the Luca key is getting baited by that Luca cave at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he does not know where things are, so he's deep in this seed. He's only seen one finisher. So I guess he's got to assume that one finisher took a wild gamble, and so I guess that's why he's in the Luca cave right now.
Yeah, I could see with the long grinding time that it took that it kind of might, in his mind, make him think like, well, as long as it took, it probably wasn't the land of summons. Certainly somebody would have gotten that already.
And he's going to find the package down here. He does not need, so he should be bailing out of this. And nope, looks like he's gonna try and extract the package from the Luca cave here.
Maybe hoping for Mist Dragon.
They found Water Hag, so free fight.
It's a freebie.
Sure. It's a free package at least. neerrm still holding A down there, while Penguin8r getting through another Big Bang. He's going to start reloading Berserks and get his party back up to hale and healthy.
Yeah, I'm surprised Edward's not coming out to play to help heal a little bit in between.
The timing is really tight. I've only seen a couple of runners really pull that off well, so it's not always worth it.
That's true. neerrm just cutting away here. It's really
Yep.
anybody's race for second at this point.
Yep, Fred is now warping out of Luca Cave, having found an awful lot of nothing. Another big bang out here for neerrm. Again, he's in the safest of safe strat modes here.
Shadow Magi in chat asking, can neerrm wipe still, or is it just a time thing here? Very likely a time thing here, unless he does get to the medio phase at just the wrong HP. If he catches a medio just the wrong way, he could potentially go down. But more than likely, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, with the slowdown on Zemus, he should be fine. He's in nuke phase right now, so he's still in phase 2. So he's sort of halfway there. Fred, still hunting, is going to go to the tower. Again, see it sliding away from him as these other two runners are trying to take down Zemus. Penguin8r's got a problem, though. White Mage is jealous.
And now Edward's coming back out. Desperation Edward strats, go!
It's time for emergency Edward strats.
Crimson Avix did make a good point. His Cecil does have adamant, so...
Yeah, he won't be taking a ton of damage from basically anything here. Big Bang's hitting for about 17-ish.
Yeah, Meteo's not going to really hurt him that much, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, TMA K-Foul asking, can Meteo hit him with adamant? And the answer is yes. It's just not going to hit too hard, probably. Oh, that nuke puts Cecil down to 100 hit points.
Woohoo!
Oh, it's going to need another swing and a good one, and you know, it's going to be around 1800-ish health. If he doesn't get off another swing, he's in trouble, but he is going to get off the third swing there.
Clinch.
Penguin8r's Rosa goes down a second time.
Yeah, he's getting some high rolls. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, his Rosa's only got 1900 hit points. He went real low on the health scale there for sure. So he is gambling with Rosa's life a little bit right now. Edward's still in the field, so probably about to get big banged, as is Cecil. This could potentially get really ugly in a moment for Penguin8r, as if it weren't bad enough right now.
Oh, but he's in medio phase. That clinch.
I mean, it's going to be up to Sid now to finish out strong. Cecil down, Edward at 90 hit points. Nuke coming out on neerrm's screen. We'll see if he can kind of get through that. Edward, only character who cares about is Sid. The only character who needs to survive is Sid. Sid swinging for about 2500 a swing should get him through. We're hoping he's going to make it at least. It's looking tight.
A little tight. I think he's got it. And there it is. Penguin8r finishing with an official SRL time of 1:41.01, our second place finisher for the night.
Yep, it's amazing what you can do with a full party doing full DPS.
It definitely helps.
Yep. Not that it will matter much if neerrm can finish third, but Penguin8r looks to have taken a little bit of revenge for that race 30. That race 30 loss earlier in the league.
And if you're Fred Coughlin, you definitely have to be sweating at this point. 2 people finished. I haven't found Crystal yet. Where can it be?
Yeah, he's sort of running out of places to check, though. Cecil taking another nuke. This one for 1137, so very low roll on that nuke. So I'm sure he's very, very happy with that. So it's back to chopping that wood right now.
Yeah, I mean, really kudos to neerrm for the dedication here on this, because that it takes some guts to just sit here at this point in the race and hold A and just hope this pays off.
Yeah, this is quite the gamble, admittedly. Like, it's not a matter of if he'll get the kill, it looks like, at this point in time. It's just a matter of when, but we've been here a while.
Yeah, you're holding A, you're watching that clock tick. You gotta be sweating.
I don't think I have the intestinal fortitude for this, to be honest with you. Like, just watching it, I'm just all nervous. Every single Big Bang, every single nuke that comes out, I'm just sweating.
Yeah, you definitely have to have some confidence to sit here and do this. But at the very least, looks like Fred's making his way to the land of summon monsters finally, so Crystal should be in tow. Hopefully neerrm can finish off Zemus before he gets it.
Yeah.
Push wall in chat saying he's already hitting 100 HP. He can go lower.
Yeah, I mean, neerrm is just, I mean, people love talking about their one big bang and their two big bangs, their Zemus fights and everything. I lost count a while ago.
Yeah. It's a whole different story when it's a 60 big bang fight.
I mean, none of them are likely to kill Cecil at this point in time. Looks like everything's gonna be okay for him, but man, this is just a grind. I mean, in better news, Fred is on the right fight though now.
And penguin8r, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you.
What were your thoughts going into the fight?
I was happy that I got there before everyone was done after how things went early on, where I died to Bobolus at Zot. But I was pretty comfortable at that point. I felt like with the Adamant on Sid and Rose able to cure 4 is pretty safe.
Yeah, you definitely weren't the only one that struggled with Bobolus. It seems like almost everyone did. Kind of fell into that trap that was the Tower of Zot. But yeah, no, it looks like everything kind of paid off for you. Were you kind of sweating leading up to getting that crystal?
Yeah, I actually was in that Mylon fight when I saw elmagus got done. And I thought, it's got to be Crystal on the Moon. And I almost reset, and I was so glad when I saw that Crystal that I did not reset.
Yeah, I called it out in commentary when elmagus was doing the Zemus fight. I'm like, oh no, I hope penguin8r doesn't swap gears when he sees that dot down.
I was so close to hitting that reset button.
Yep, Fred has finally gotten the crystal here at 145. It's going to be a little late as neerrm has, after what feels like, I think, about an 18-minute Zemus fight, has slowly ground down Zemus with a Drain Sword. 1200 damage a swing.
Yeah, penguin8r, neerrm actually was in the Zemus fight before you were, but kind of he struggled with it and wiped, and then on his second attempt got down to Cecil, is still on Cecil, and is just using drain strats to get his way through. And he's been committed.
Yeah.
So did the other runner just go to the moon and clear it?
Only Fred, I believe.
Yeah, only Fred, and Fred took wipes there was Wyvern at the vanilla Wyvern spot, and Kainazo at Pale Demi wiped them both and bailed out. Of course, while we're talking about that, Zemus is currently in the process of wiping out for neerrm. Neerrm will be our official third place finisher, 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Yeah, that also means, unfortunately, Fred Coughlin will not be continuing on to the next portion of our races. But, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Somebody does have to finish fourth, and that's kind of the nature of the thing.
Yeah, you hate to see it. But he does have his crystal. You know, he's going to make pretty good time getting up here. penguin8r, I just want to say thank you for joining us for a quick interview. And congratulations again on your second place finish. You have a great night, okay?
Thank you.
All right, of course, chat. Fred Coughlin, give him your love and support as he makes his push down to finish this run. Looks like even though we are, he is down and eliminated, at least he's going to give us one last good run at the final boss here. Show us how it's done.
Yeah, definitely always love to see that. And neerrm, congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
I'm not sure congratulations should be in order for that one.
Oh, hey, you made it onto your onto the next round, so that was something to see.
I really have to know, how do you feel when you're sitting there with solo Cecil doing 1200 damage a swing?
I was watching football game. I wasn't even watching the screen. If I'm gonna yeah, even my last couple of runs, my Zemus fights have been just awful. I'm not sure what I'm doing, and I need to figure that out going forward if I want to continue on in this journey. Especially when you make a group like this with penguin8r and elmagus and Fred. Like, the fact that I'm progressing after wiping about 15 minutes into a fight and then having whatever that just was, I feel bad for Fred because he must have done literally everything.
Spent a lot of time on the moon.
I think the only 2 spots on the moon that he did, he ended up failing out on were Kainazo and failed it. Kainazo failed him, and Wyvern was vanilla. But otherwise, he's basically played the entire game at this point.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I felt pretty good after I found the crystal that early, but apparently, I gotta get good at the game. No doubt about it.
Well, hey, Dem made a good point earlier. A lot of people brag like, yeah, I had a 2 Big Bang Zemus fight, but you can have the feather in your cap that 50 or whatever it did end up being Big Bang fight.
It was definitely a slog. Normally that works a lot better if you have Avenger and perhaps not Cecil, so you get high agility without bringing Zemus with you, but I guess it worked.
It at least got you through to the next round, so that's good.
Yeah, I think the tough thing, though, is that penguin8r did pass you. It took him a much longer time to get the crystal. You and Magus did the Mylan fight very early on. It was very slow, but he got very rewarded. And then you basically did it as soon as you could do it, which was great. But then, yeah, you spent a very long time on Zeromus today.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on making it through to the next round. At least this was definitely a good learning opportunity, so hopefully it'll help you, in the subsequent races here. But thanks for taking time out to give us a quick interview here, neerrm, and have a great night.
Yep, thank you so much, and thank you to Skylar Kitty for restreaming, Azon for tracking, and both of you, CasualGeekDave and neerrm2, for commentating. I love everything that everybody does for this community. It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, and Fred is on the Zeromus poll at this point in time. He is here. He's made it. He's on his way. Let's get started.
Turning his text box black, and to Justin's point, possibly in mourning at this point. But there's no quitting Fred. I'm glad to see he's pushing through this fight, not forfeiting. Many other people may have forfeited in his spot here, so I'm glad he's still willing to give us a show.
Yeah, neerrm giving us the
double vision
up there. We're about to see Edward potentially die to this Big Bang twice. Oh, looks like he's okay. Looks like he's gonna hide.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, I'm no legendary hero. I wouldn't want to be standing here right now in front of Zeromus.
I would definitely move slightly to the right to avoid everything.
All right, Fred throwing out a virus here. It looks like he's going to try and get a nerf off on the second Big Bang right now as well. Nuke on Sid is no problem at this point. Takes 1500 from it. if this Big Bang is nerfed, Sid should be just fine, as should everybody else.
Yeah, worth noting, he's one of the only runners tonight that went out of his way to do multiple nerfs, which should kind of help his longevity through this fight.
Yeah, it's been a strategy of most of our runners to not take those nuke counters, because those nuke counters can potentially pick off your white mage and, turn the run from smooth to not so smooth in the blink of an eye. But right now, we're still in smooth mode.
Oh yeah, Fred's in a with all the bosses he's faced and the grinding he did, he's in a very good position to make pretty quick work of this fight, hopefully.
Yep, going with the standard Zerg strats here. Throwing out a run buffer to make sure that he gets his silk web off without a problem.
Making good use of that silk web to get another nerf.
Yep, this one's probably going to take Rydia though with it.
Oh yeah, if it didn't, the Big Bang would, for sure.
Yep, so Rydia is now currently irrevocably dead, it looks like. I don't think she's going to be coming back for the rest of this fight.
Very unlikely.
Yep, it looks like he's got the two Zerkers in the slow up, so doing the standard work now. Now we're in standard Berserker mode with White Mage and friends, so the old industry standard, it looks like today.
Oh yeah. And this has been, honestly, a fantastic race from four of our most watched and coveted runners in our community. Definitely, if you're not already following neerrm, elmagus, fcoughlin, or penguin8r, you should be. And they're fantastic runners all in their own right.
Yeah, and of course, didn't get the chance to shout him out as well, but, you've got Ison Tayama on the tracker. He's also in the top 16. Obviously, he's a fantastic runner. Definitely also deserving of a follow as well.
And Demerin2, coveted commentator, speedrunner, definitely should be following.
Right, but right now it's all about Fred and his push through, getting his reserves up, just making this look like a smooth standard two-Zerker fight, which is really good. Sid's out of arrows. I don't know, Fred has not switched him over to a rune axe, so Sid is
he's zerked.
He's got the fisticuffs working right now.
He's mad and he's just gonna punch him down. He's doing some decent punches though.
I mean, he's punching for about 700. It's
yeah.
I mean, it's not having a weapon for sure, but as fisticuffs go.
I mean, Drain Cecil did a couple shots less than that, so.
And Rosa takes a mammoth Big Bang, and now Edward's out for emergency healer strats because, oh my, Rosa got high rolled yet again. This time over 2,300 damage on that Big Bang. So this could be it for Fred on this particular push on Zeromus.
Yeah, very possibly.
All right, and goodbye, everybody. This is not a good look.
Yep, that's probably spells the end.
Yeah, Fred has wiped out. Seeing that everybody else is finished, it looks like he is going to throw in the towel at this point.
Yep, he is officially forfeiting. But I mean, well fought. He made the gamble on the moon and it didn't pay off. Otherwise, his execution was well done tonight. He definitely, does not have anything to be ashamed of. That was definitely a great effort.
Yeah, no, he was running very smoothly. He showed off a lot of good strats through that seed. He was running very well throughout, for sure. A lot of good boss kills. Got the first kill on Tower of Zot. But Fred Fred went down a lot of rabbit holes, which can be it's a thing that happens in this randomizer, and it's a tough way to go. He wanted to make that he wanted that finish, I'm sure, but he is going to tap out for the evening. Yep. So, obviously, with a lot of respect to Fred, but Fred will be eliminated, tied for 13th place at this point in time. So, we'll still have another race between neerrm, elmagus, and penguin8r. One of these three early favorites will be eliminated as well and tied for 9th, which is real tough. Any final thoughts from you at this point, Dave?
No, again, it was definitely a fantastic race. I think we are going to see definitely a very competitive race between the three going into the next round as well. I think it's going to be really tight, and we'll just see what the randomizer throws at them. But we've had some very exciting races so far. I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the round of 16.
Yep, I am as well. I believe that we have tomorrow night. We have the second match for Team Baron. With Dipwood out, we'll have Couch 23, Swimmy Leone, and Scratch Dragon having it out. 2 of those runners are going to make it to the top 8 at this point. But otherwise, of course, going to sign us out right now. Again, thank you so much, Scala Kitty, for restreaming Aizen Tayama, our tracker. David, it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Likewise.
Absolutely. Of course, we are going to go ahead and raid Spoonie at this point. She is new to Free Enterprise, so we're going to drop some love on her, I'm sure. Of course, I am Demerin2, signing off for the night, and have a good night, fans.